Good morning, everybody. Hey, it is Melanie Mitro, and we are actually live today with Business Tip Tuesday. And I'm really excited about it because I feel like it has been a few weeks since I've actually had a live session. So I'm really excited to be here with you today. So today, our topic is about finding clarity and your purpose. And the reason, I'm going to give you a little backstory. So the reason that I decided to choose this topic for our Business Tip Tuesday is because on numerous occasions, I have had people say to me that they're not clear on what they want. They're not clear on what their goals are, and they feel like their purpose is sort of like foggy or jaded, or things have changed. And so the more I started thinking about it, it was like, I really started diving in and doing some research, because I thought, okay, I've always had a clarity of what I wanted to achieve in life, and I have been able to move from one goal to the next and create an action plan and stay focused on that. That is something that I've been gifted in my life, and I've been disciplined enough to work at those skills until I figured it out. And my goals have changed along the way, and I don't necessarily let myself get defeated or deflated if I don't reach a certain goal within a time frame, because I've conditioned myself to say through experience, if I don't achieve a goal right now, I'll achieve the goal at some point. And I just know that, and I have a lot of faith that every failure that I am faced with is going to give me the skill set and the tools to handle the next obstacle that comes my way. So with that being said, I needed to really do some research, because people do change, and people change, and their goals change, and the purpose of a goal is who you're going to become in the process. But you really do have to have a why for what you're doing. And even as a new person in this business, you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. And so I'm going to ask you a series of questions today, and then I'm going to ask you to journal it out, and I'm going to ask you to share this with somebody you think needs to hear this message today. So if you are sitting here and you are saying to yourself, my business is not what it was X amount of years ago, insert how many years that you have been a part of the business that you're a part of. Now, number one, yes, you're right. It is never going to be the same, because we evolve and we change, and we learn how to become great leaders and inspirers and motivators. And as social media gets smarter, and as the times change and more people are on social media, you are now competing for other people, and you have to evolve and change as people become better at taking pictures and doing videos, and more video editing apps become available. We have to improve our skills. So you are absolutely 110% correct in saying it is not the same than it was before, but that doesn't mean that you can't evolve and change and grow into that. So what you want to say to yourself first is this: if you had $10 million in the bank, would you be doing X, Y, and Z? If you had $10 million in the bank, would you be a health and fitness coach? If you had $10 million in the bank, would you be, doing your workouts daily? Would you be drinking your Shakeology daily? Would you be pressing play? Would you be running challenge groups? Would you be inspiring other people? And I take a step back and I'm like, well, yeah, I would. Why? Because I love seeing other people succeed. It may look a little different. If I had $10 million in the bank, I may hire somebody to help me, run my business even more than I already have. But I don't necessarily envision me not doing what I'm doing. I envision it having that kind of money allowing me to do it on a different scale, to make it more scalable. Because for me, sitting on the beach and drinking a fruity drink is awesome for like a week, but I know that I am the kind of person that likes to be busy, and I like to have a purpose, and I like to be helping others, and I like people to succeed. And so I know that if I'm not doing those things, I wouldn't be fulfilled, which brings me back to the fact that my work that I do as a coach is hard work, but it's fulfilling and frustrating all at the same time, because I'm seeing people succeed and I'm seeing people find out that it's not for them too, right? So, what would you be doing if you had that $10 million in the bank? Number two, what is the purpose of your work that you're doing right now? Are you working, what are you working towards? Are you working towards the freedom, abundance, love, travel, friendship, I look over the course of the past 6 years, and I definitely started out, my business, and I started because I wanted to help one person feel the way that I had felt. And so, I started my business with creating challenge groups and posting on social media and saying, if I can inspire somebody to get up and press play today. And I would do these cooking videos in the kitchen. And I was like, okay, moms out there with small children, you can make healthy meals. You can get your husband to like it. Here's how, here's the recipe. And everything that I was doing was circled around inspiring other people. And then as I got into the business, I saw all of these people walking across stage at Summit and achieving awards and getting these quarterly bonuses and rank advancing and going on these elite 10 trips. And I started to say to myself, I want that too. I want that kind of freedom that they're experiencing. I want to be able to travel and go places I never would have been able to travel before. I want to be on stage. I want to be the best of the best of the best. And so what was the purpose of my work? Well, the purpose transitioned into being the best of the best of the best and learning the skills and creating the discipline and the habits to be the best of the best so that I could experience those things that I wanted. And for many of you, it is the travel. You want to achieve Success Club every month so that you can go on the Success Club trip. You want to have a little slush fund of money so that you can travel. Many of you are maybe living paycheck to paycheck, or you have these big dreams and aspirations of buying a vacation home or a beach house or a lake house and having a boat. And all of those things can be accomplished. And it's okay to say, this is the purpose of my work. The purpose of my work is not just to help other people, but it's to provide a better quality of life. And a lot of times I think we apologize for that, or we're afraid to say that's really the purpose of what we're doing. And it's okay to want to make money. There's nothing wrong with that, right? As long as you're doing it the right way, there's nothing wrong with that. So what is the purpose of your work? How do you want to inspire people? And it's not even just the work with Beachbody. It's just in general. And the next thing is, what is it that you are most passionate about, right? Are you most passionate about fundraising, volunteering, being serving at church, running Bible studies? Are you most passionate about gardening or podcasting or blogging? I mean, there's so many things out there. Do you love to teach group fitness classes? What is the one thing that you could be amazing at? And you know it because it lights you on fire. Then that's what you should do. That one thing that you absolutely love doing needs to be your source of significant income. And the question becomes, how do I make that shift? How do I, in fact, make that one thing that I'm most passionate about become my source of income? And that's something that you want to sit down and you want to take some time and you want to journal out. And then the next thing is, what are your core values, right? So what are the core values that you have? That's the real secret to your success. I think about what sets me apart from other people, or what makes me unique and different is, number one, is that I hold myself to a higher standard as far as like integrity goes and hard work and discipline. And I believe that family is extremely important, but I also believe that there is such a thing as home work-life balance. I believe that anything that you want in life is worth working hard for. I do not feel guilty that I am a working mom because this is what I love to do. I do not feel guilty because I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I love my children. I love being a part of their lives. I'm present in that moment, but I believe in working hard for what you want. I don't believe that anything is given to you. Those are my core values. And I know that when somebody joins my organization, that they are going to get that level of trust. And I'm always going to do exactly what I say I'm going to do. And I know that our team will always operate with integrity. I know that we'll make mistakes because we're human. We'll apologize for that. And I want people on my team that have that grace. I want people on my team that are willing to work hard for what they want. And those are my core values. That's skill set. That's what I have to offer. And I don't want to downplay that because it might not jive with somebody else. Because honestly, I don't care. I want to attract people like me, right? And so as I sit here and I journaled all of these things and I just really began to think about the clarity in my why, and I just realized that there are going to be some people that come into this network marketing business and it serves a purpose in their life. And it's helped them to uncover their God-given talents and their God-given gifts. I also realized that it's going to give them a platform and a voice. I also realized that it's going to teach them what they like and what they don't like. And then I realized that sometimes they are going to exit my business or my life because they have gained clarity in what they truly want. What was the thing that they are amazing and most passionate about? And they're going to go on this different path. And I have learned over the course of the past 6 years that my purpose is to inspire people to live their best life, whether it is through health and fitness, whether it is through the business that I'm involved in, or it is another business. But if I can help inspire somebody to be successful through my podcast, through my blogs, through my live videos, then I have achieved ultimate success. That's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about teaching people that skill set. So what I want to ask you guys is this: if you still feel very unclear on where you're going and what your clarity is, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself those questions. What's my purpose of the work that I'm doing right now? If you had $10 million in the bank, would you be doing what you are doing right now? What can you be the best in the world at? What is the one thing that you are like, I rock at this? And what are your core values? And then to sort of close this out, take a few moments and close your eyes and sit back and say to yourself, where do I see myself 5 years from now? Where? Where will you be spending your time? Who will you be spending your time with? What will you be doing for your career? How do you envision your life? And describe that in vivid detail to yourself. And then you say to yourself, what is the one thing that I need to focus on right now that is going to bring me closer to that goal? And then I want to caution you, because many of you are going to do this. You're going to apologize. I'm sorry that it's not the goal that you wanted me to achieve. I'm sorry that this is not for me. I'm sorry that I'm not good at X, Y, and Z, because our initial gut reaction is to apologize for what we want. And you can't apologize for what sets your heart on fire. You have to go after it with a vengeance because it lights you up. It makes you feel fulfilled. And you have to gain that clarity. And the other thing too is I was reading Grit, the book Grit by Angela Duckworth, and she was talking about passion and finding your passion and how it is okay to take time in figuring that out. That's why we journal. That's why we read personal development. That's why we surround ourselves with people that interest us or have done the things that we want to do. Why? Because it's helping us to find our purpose. It's giving us clarity through experience. Through experience is going to help us to get where we want to go. And the last thing that I'm going to leave you with is this. If you leave today and you have an uneasy feeling in your stomach, right? Or the goals that you've set for yourself are no longer the goals that you want to achieve. What I want you to do is, I don't want you to change the goal because you know you're not going to reach the goal, because you know you're pretty sure you're going to fail at this goal. I don't want you to change, because that's just being dumb. You're just being fearful and you're taking the easy way out, right? If you know you're going to fail, but that's still the ultimate goal, you march forward into that failure because you'll be further along than if you quit. But if it doesn't bring you joy or passion anymore, I want you to change the goal. And I want you to say, this is what I really want. This is where I'm going. And I do not want you to apologize for it. I want you to own it. And I want you to move forward and take action on making that happen today. In the process, of envisioning success and what I wanted, there were stages of the game where I moved through my business, and the first huge goal that I accomplished was becoming a superstar diamond coach, a 15-star diamond. And I'll never forget the day that corporate called me, and it was a Thursday morning because rank advancements happen on a Thursday, and I think maybe it was Jeff Hill that called me, and he said, Melanie, congratulations, you are a superstar diamond coach. How does it feel? How is life different? And I was on my hands and knees cleaning up dog puke because my dog ate grass in the backyard. And I remember saying to him, well, I'm cleaning up puke right now, and I haven't brushed my teeth or gotten dressed yet today. And I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're wreaking havoc and they're fighting with each other. And I'm like, life is no different. It doesn't feel any different. If I make it until 9 o'clock tonight, maybe we'll crack open a bottle of wine and celebrate. And I just thought, it wasn't about the climb, or it wasn't about the goal. It wasn't about achieving the goal. It was truly about who I became in the process. Hold on. It was about the relationships that I built. It was about leadership. developing the skill set, the perseverance to never give up, to understand that people are going to come and go. It strengthened my knowledge of business and what it takes to be an entrepreneur. It made me realize that just because somebody tells me they're going to do something doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. It taught me how to be a better leader in the process. It wasn't about achieving the goal. It was about who I became. It was about who we became as a team throughout that experience. And I think about that today and I vision the success that we're having. Remember, the goal is just the end result. It is always who you become in the process of achieving your vision, of gaining that clarity that actually is the most satisfying feeling in the world. So as much as you may struggle in the moment, just remember that you are gaining clarity in your why. And over time, the more you journal and ask yourself questions, the more personal development you do, the more you surround yourself with people that lift you up and inspire you, the closer you will get to the ultimate passion, clarity, and why. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks so much for joining in for our Business Tip Tuesday. And I will see you guys back here later this week. Oh, and I'm also going to be just sharing some tips with you about just gaining clarity, some resources, some PDFs, things you can download, things that you can use along the way. And I would love your feedback on that as well. So have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.